So we got some more information about MrBeast getting sued for a whopping 100 million, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good, and I'm gonna explain why.
Well, this story just got a whole lot scarier for MrBeast because he's now being sued for $100 million.
Now that's a lot of damage!
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's not a small amount of money. So what happened? Well, the other day I made a video about MrBeast suing his MrBeast Burger partner, Virtual Dining Concepts. The short story of that situation is MrBeast launched MrBeast Burger at the end of 2020. He did so with a company called Virtual Dining Concepts. Beast Burger is mainly a ghost kitchen company where MrBeast is the front figure of it, and VDC runs the actual company and the entire process of onboarding kitchens and restaurants. And everything seemed to be great until about a couple months ago, MrBeast tweeted that he was essentially unhappy with the partnership. Then about a month later,
unhappy because he wanted to be paid more, while saying that he's not gonna take a single cent and this is all just from the good of his heart, by the way. That kind of unhappy.
he filed a lawsuit against VDC. And the TLDR of that lawsuit is he's overall just unhappy with the quality coming out of the MrBeast Burger brand. In the suit, he claims
because it's not perfect, whatever that means.
Claims that VDC put way too much time into scaling the company rather than quality control. This left many customers dissatisfied with their orders for good reasons, because I mean, some of those burgers looked absolutely unedible. Like, as you can see in this image, which was in this lawsuit, that burger's not cooked. And I mean, any reasonable person wouldn't want their burger.
Wait, I just want to make it blindingly clear. I'm not exactly protecting this ghost kitchen thingamajig. I'm just making fun of how absolutely insanely bad of a decision MrBeast has done here. Because as we go through this video and I explain a couple of things, MrBeast is literally not in the right about anything here as it is. And he's most likely 100% gonna lose this court case.
Brand associated with that. So he wants to get out of the deal with VDC, and he's seeking an undecided amount of money, but claims in excess of $10 million in damages. Then a few days later, after MrBeast filed his lawsuit, VDC, in my opinion, made some laughable statements. Well, the funniest one being, in reality, Mr. Donaldson's notoriety has grown exponentially over the life of the MrBeast Burger brand, in part because of the MrBeast Burger brand itself. Yeah. Let me know if any of you have found MrBeast from eating a burger and going, oh wow, this burger is great. Let me check out that YouTuber behind this. Well, hey.
Probably yes. Probably yes. You know, it's a giant fast food restaurant thing that a bunch of children are buying, and everyone's suddenly, hey, why is everyone buying this MrBeast burger? And what happens? Well, they Google MrBeast Burger or Beast Burger or whatever burger. And guess what they find? MrBeast. Now, how much has in reality this helped MrBeast is questionable, obviously. But the idea that it's laughable is absolutely just ludicrously stupid, okay? It's more laughable the fact that MrBeast says that MrBeast Burger has damaged his brand. That is way more laughable, considering MrBeast has not trended downward in YouTube a single day, which would be the way you prove that it has damaged your brand, because MrBeast is pretty much literally just YouTube in general, okay? So, if you can't correlate the point where people are saying MrBeast Burger bad with a downgoing trend or a slowdown at the bare minimum in MrBeast's performance on YouTube, well, you can't correlate any damages at all, because that's the only way you can correlate damages. And for saying that MrBeast Burgers got him more popular is actually so much more easy. And this is deceptive. This is deception, by the way. This is deception, but this is so easy because you just need to correlate that MrBeast's graphs on YouTube go up. And yes, in this case, his counter argument is going to be, well, the graphs are always going up. But any moment the graphs go, you know, not this up, but slightly like this up, MrBeast Burgers can claim without any reasonable doubt that they are responsible for that. It's crazy. If it happens like in the first couple of months when MrBeast does things. Oh boy. It's crazy.
What's new to the story? Well, he was sued for over $100 million by VDC, and that's nothing else than stressful.
True.
But I'm sure they were expecting this because they went on the offense first. It says he's being sued for failing to honor his contractual obligations as well as intentional torturous interference, where they claim damages are alleged to exceed $100 million. VDC...
I don't know if they're going to exceed $100 million, but they're going to get a lot out of him. And by the way, this is unwinnable for MrBeast. Because I talked about this in the previous video, but essentially how this happens, if you have an influencer who owns a brand of any kind, they don't actually own the brand, they like have a pretty decent stake in the brand, they don't actually interfere with any of the business things. All they do is like once a week, twice a week, make a video, TikTok, tweet about it, and do all of these things, okay? That's what these people are supposed to do. And MrBeast is without question in breach of contract of this. Because the only reason he is a part of that is because he put his name on it, aka he now needs to promote that burger thing. And that means that he probably needed to make like a video once a month. Maybe, I don't exactly know how this works. That he needed to promote their new things, that he needed to tweet them out. And he doesn't. And he doesn't. And he didn't do that. So he is an extremely clear breach of contract, which is 100% penalizable. And also for the people who are saying in this case a little bit smarter and saying, wait a minute, why didn't they sue him previously? He was in breach of contract. Why did they wait so long? Because these companies always wait until the last minute. There is absolutely nothing to gain for these companies to just instantaneously punish the person that is their brand face. They gain nothing. They want as good a relationship with them as long as possible to get the maximum amount of money for it. So they will look the other way for a very, very long time for a very many big amount of things, honestly. And the fact that MrBeast has openly stated that his Beast Burger is bad and you should not eat it is a huge, huge breach of contract, by the way. Absurdly huge. Okay? Because obviously you need to promote it, right? But you are also forbidden to say anything even remotely negative about the brand. Yeah? And he is 100% in breach of contract of all of those things. And the funniest part about this that people don't understand about this breach of contract is when MrBeast loses this court battle against them, you know what's the funniest part? He's actually not out of the contract. A breach of contract doesn't mean that the contract ends. Yeah. That company decides when the contract ends or when the contract actually, you know, has an expiration date when it ends. Oh yeah. So, MrBeast is gonna have to pay damages, and then he's gonna have to go with a smile on his face and promote MrBeast Burgers again as per stipulations of the contract, or he's gonna get sued again and lose. It's gonna be insane.
He says, in quote, the case about a social media celebrity who believes his fame means that his word does not matter. The facts don't matter and that he can renege and breach his contractual obligations without consequences. The suit states he is mistaken. I couldn't find the lawsuit itself, but I found a Variety article where they paraphrased a lot of the important parts and had a couple quotes in there. But that reads, the new suit claims that Donaldson's breaches of the parties' agreements and interference with the business dealings have damaged the reputation of MrBeast Burger and VDC, turning away customers and ruining relationships with suppliers and vendors, impacting the...
True, most likely, true. I don't know if they're gonna prove it because that would involve getting those other people to court and saying, yeah, that's true, which is kind of a little bit risky. But, you know, lawsuits like this just go as wide as possible and then they try to stick with what they can.
Bottom lines of hundreds of restaurants around the world. This wanton conduct has caused plaintiffs to suffer enormous financial harm. The suit says the complaint claims that Donaldson failed to comply with his contractual publicity and promotional obligations, failed to publicly support the brand, and undermined it by making untruthful or misleading statements. The suit alleges that the massive YouTube star has made disparaging comments about MrBeast Burgers and VDC. The lawsuit contains example of tweets from Donaldson, some that appear to have been deleted from the social media star's account.
Ooh, that's bad. The worst part is that you have tweets that you have now deleted because you suddenly understand, wait a minute, I can't tweet this. I'm gonna get absolutely railed. And by the way, A lot of people are probably thinking, wait a minute, but they're not upholding the quality that Mr. Beast wants, and that doesn't matter. He knew what this type of operation is when he signed that deal. And even if he didn't know, he still signed that deal. So, it is what it is.
Donaldson wrote to his millions of fans that he wished to close the burger business and said, "The company I partnered with won't let me stop even though it's terrible for my brand." The YouTube
Yes. Of course they won't. It's your fault for signing something like this. This is what I have been saying for years, by the way. YouTubers have no idea what actual business is, okay? I bet Mr. Beast read that deal and he didn't even have a team of lawyers check it. In real life, whenever you have even a small minor, shipping deal done, a team of lawyers checks it out and gives the approval so there's nothing bad inside of it. On YouTube, if you get a raid sponsorship deal, you don't have to read the terms of service. You know it's good. You don't have to worry about getting shafted because everything is about reputation on YouTube. So, someone starting to say, oh, I don't like this and that is going to actually damage you. So you can't. But the real world of business is full of backstabbing. The easiest way to actually tell between someone who's an idiot and someone who's bad in business, and someone who's good in business, is pretty simple. Just ask them, should you believe a word of mouth? Because there's this stupid thing that universities, for some dumbass reason, spew. It's like, oh, if a businessman says something and then they don't keep their word, no one deals business with them. No, that's not true. Exactly the opposite. If you believe word of mouth without signing an agreement and you get fucked over, you're a laughing stock. And the guy who fucks you over is probably there with their buddies all laughing about how stupid and inept you are. They have no punishment. It's your fault. This is like maybe a saying in the YouTube world, but not in the actual real world.
YouTube star wrote, "Young Beast signed a bad deal." Another time he wrote, "If I had the ability to close it, I would have done so a long time ago, sadly." Sometimes...
Yeah. I haven't read the contract, but the contract is probably very basic when it comes to this. It's like both parties need to amicably agree to a contract termination for this to happen. So yeah, Mr. Beast can't get out of this contract in any way. He can't sue to get out of the contract, because if he sues, he's just instantaneously gonna get deleted in the court. Because, well, you signed this. It doesn't matter that now you're unhappy with the situation. You still signed this.
When you're young, you sign a deal. The lawsuit states, like any party to a contract, Donaldson must be held to his word and held accountable for his contractual breaches and other misconduct. Later, it states Donaldson's baseless and unlawful disparagement had the intended effect. MrBeast Burger's reputation was materially damaged, if not destroyed. Customers abandoned the brand. Plaintiffs...
Damaged is going to be easy to prove. Destroyed is going to be unprovable.
Hard-won relationships with vendors, partners, and suppliers were shattered, causing damages to plaintiffs that...
This seems stupid, by the way, but it potentially can easily be proved, because Mr. Beast is a ginormous, voice in the world. So, if he says Mr. Beast Burger is bad, then, yeah, I don't see any reason why a couple of companies in America would not be like, yeah, we don't want to get canceled by his, literal multi-millions of fans, because even if 10% of those fans decide that, this is bad, we're going to get shafted pretty hard and get dragged through the mud. This is pretty honestly believable, as ludicrous as that sounds.
According to the evidence and Donaldson's own statements regarding to the value of MrBeast Burger, are in the 9-figure range. So this is definitely going to be very interesting to pay attention to. MrBeast is now in the big leagues, so he's also being hit with the big league lawsuits. 100 million plus. Oh, that's too much money.
They're probably going to settle out of court, but he's still probably going to be forced to do his obligations to MrBeast Burger and smile and say, it's the best thing ever, go buy it. Oh no.
Lawsuits suck. Hopefully they settle it outside of court, because if this goes to a jury, that's going to be very unpredictable. But I also feel like the odds are higher for it to go to a jury because both sides seem pretty adamant. Having to pay out over $100 million would definitely affect...
I mean, MrBeast is gonna try to settle this outside of court, by the way. The other side will not. Because he is... Again, there is no world where MrBeast is not in the direct violation of his contract. There's just not.
MrBeast business, so I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I'm definitely hoping things go his way, but he definitely has quite the mess to clean up. But on top of that, a lot of people have been sending me this AI MrBeast video because, you know, the narrative for the last couple of months is, oh, AI is going to take over the world and it's going to replace all your favorite YouTubers. And while sure,
aren't we already done with that?
I feel like some things can be automated, like subtitles, for example, but I feel like we're very far away from just putting into a prompt and having the AI spit out a very engaging video, especially one that feels like it's being created by a real creator, and this MrBeast AI video kind of proves that. Even though it was kind of a cool bit, and the creators of it are the YouTube OG Jesse Wellens and his friend James from Not a Normal Podcast. And here they made AI MrBeast do an intro of what AI MrBeast believes is a MrBeast video.
We spent $2.5 trillion to create the AI version of...
Yep, pretty accurate. Oh, also, completely forgot to mention this. But MrBeast, in his lawsuit against that company, is claiming that they have tarnished MrBeast's brand by not being by not providing everything on a perfect level. So, first of all, MrBeast needs to prove that that you know, he is actually a brand known for being perfect, for being the utmost quality that there is, which is impossible, which is literally impossible. Because I understand that MrBeast himself thinks that, and that inside of the brand, that's probably true, actually. What matters is outside the brand in this case. And this is just like the AI just demonstrated. If you ask 100 people what MrBeast is all about, giving away money. That's what MrBeast is all about. Making some kind of game show thing and giving away money. Is his videos good? But will a single person, without nudging in the right direction, answer, well, MrBeast's videos are about the highest quality entertainment possible ever to be... No one's gonna say that. There's probably literally not gonna be a single person who says that. Maybe one. So, it's impossible to prove that MrBeast's brand is about quality to begin with, so he can't sue someone for not upholding this quality that he doesn't even have in the first place.
Of MrBeast. Literally analyzed hundreds of hours of MrBeast content to create Jimmy Twinsy. Not only do I look and sound like Jimmy, I actually think like him too. And I am currently on an uninhabited, abandoned planet, and I plan to stay here for the next 100 years, starting now.
Smart. That's actually pretty good. That sounds like a MrBeast video.
Oh, don't forget to eat my chocolates. Peaceable.
I mean, it's cool, but obviously it's not MrBeast nor his voice. So I don't really feel like we need to be worried.
I mean, that's exactly what I would expect from MrBeast.
About AI quite yet when it comes to taking over the YouTubers' jobs. Quebblecop actually recently rebranded his entire channel to become a AI channel, and I guess in Quebblecop's situation, I can see it, although I feel like it's kind of cringe.
He's dead.
The reason I feel like that is because it's clear to me, at least, that Quebblecop has lost all of his motivation and passion for making content. He's essentially retired. He's been retired for a while. So I feel like if he wasn't training some AI to make Quebblecop AI videos, I don't think there would be content on his channel anyway. So he's essentially giving his audience the option.
Wait, yeah, this is actually it about MrBeast. What the hell? There's nothing else. Well, maybe there's slight... No, that's not even MrBeast. Yo, we got tricked. We got tricked, boys. This is not MrBeast video. This is like 75% of MrBeast video. Oh no. Atozi. You piece of shit who's banned off of probably every playground on the universe. How dare you trick us? Well, anyway, that's pretty much it in that case. This was Quizzer Said. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.